In this tutorial, we will learn how to model 3 photo frames with different shapes from a single box. So let's close this and see what we have here. We have these 3 photo frames. That one is quite very simple, and the second one looks like the one we purchased from the store, and that last one we used a modifier to create these modifications here. So let's get started from new by creating a brand new file to start our work. So we will work in the perspective view by creating from geometry standard primitive a simple box. I will create this box and I will change the color so I can see it. I click OK. Press F4 so you can see edges. Let's change parameters of this box. I will make the length 6, width will be 50, and height I will make it something like 70. I will keep the segments as it is because I will modify it later. Now right click, convert to editable poly, change the mode selection to polygon and select this polygon here. Now I need to make an insertion, and I want this insertion to be relevant to the length. Remember, the length was 6, so I need the total value of here to be something relevant to 6. I will make this 2.5 and press OK. I need to make it to look beveled from the profile view, so all I will do here is to push it forward, not much, something like this. Okay, push it forward, and then I will create a bevel or maybe another insertion before that bevel. Oops, I pressed extrude. I need to make another insertion, and remember that was 3, so let's make this one to be 2, and maybe 2 is too much here. Let's make it 1.5 and press OK. Now we need to bevel it inside, or maybe extrude with changed value. I will make it minus 2.5, and the bevel value I need to raise it to be minus 2 and press OK. So that's it for a simple frame. We will do some other adjustment for these edges, but I need to copy it first to create the other one from it. So I select the editable poly, I shift drag it, but before I do it I need to make sure that material are set fine, because it will be the same material for the 3 of them. So I go here to material editor, and with this selected I will select everything else and will assign this material, but for this piece inside where we put the picture I will assign this green material. So I keep the material, the same material for the whole or the 3 frames. Shift drag it to create another copy, and that will be a copy, and get back to this guy so we can make edges smoother. So we go to edge mode, double click this or these edges, we need to make it smooth, and that one in the back, no, not that one, this one. Actually we need to select it one by one. Okay, so this will be beveled or chamfered. We use chamfer tool and we use the least amount of it. Let's make it 0.1 and press OK. So we're done with this frame. Let's modify this other one. For the second frame, I want it to look like the one we buy from the store. So let's drag him away from this one and change the selection mode to polygon, and let's shift select this piece here along with this piece by pressing Ctrl and let's use the scale tool to scale them up. Okay, but now what else we need to do? We need to push all of this backward so it will look a bit beveled, and we need to use scale again to scale them down on the Y axis. Now we need to do the same process again we did with these edges, but first let's create a copy of it for the third one. So again we select the editable poly, shift drag to create a third copy, and let's get back to this guy, go to edge mode, let's select the frames we would like to chamfer, and that one too. And let's do a chamfer with the same amount. It was, as I believe, 0.1, and press OK. And that looks like the one we usually purchase from the store, that one in the middle, but let's do some changes with that last one. So we select, we select the last editable poly, change selection to polygon mode, and what we need to do, we need to select these 4 pieces, only these that we will have fun with. We will use some modifier from modifier list. It's called tessellate. What tessellate does? Tessellate creates or changes, as you can see here, the view into polygons like faces or polygons like rectangles, and make it face center, which is edges, or make face center, which is the one we will use in this tutorial. So you have too many parameters here, but the one we will choose polygons and face centers. Of course you can raise the tessellation, we can use 2, 3 or 4 tessellation, but I only need to make some modification with this to have a fine look of a frame, so I will keep it to 1. Now what I need to know while I keep my selection, I'll go to convert to editable poly and go to polygon mode, so you will find that the last selection is still kept. What we need to do, we need to make an insert, and of course that insert will be by polygon, and the amount of it, let's reduce it to make it 0.5. Press OK. Now let's change this to make it have grooves, so we use extrude, and let's make it by a minus value, let's make it -1, and press OK. So simply from one cube we created these 3 shapes of 3 photo frames that you can use in any file, especially when you are creating interior design. That's it for this tutorial. Let's jump to the second one.